Good morning, students. This is the lesson of class 10 for the subject of geography, topic interpretation of topographical map, which is covered in chapter 2, interpretation of topographical maps, part 2, starting on page number 25 of your textbook, and is being submitted to you on 12th of April 2021. So students, let us start with our topic and discuss about the grid reference. A grid is a set of lines used to find the exact location of a place on a map. A topographical map comprises of square grid with grid lines intersecting each other at right angle and numbered sequentially. It indicates the location of a place in terms of a series of vertical and horizontal lines identified by numbers. The points at which the vertical lines and the horizontal lines of grid crosses are called coordinates. As you can see in this topographical map, the lines increasing in value eastward, like 4, 5, 6, towards the east direction, the numbers are increasing. So these lines are known as eastings. These are the easting lines. The lines that increases in value northward as 01, 02, 03, 4, 05, 06, 07 and further. So these lines, these horizontal lines are northings, and these vertical lines which are increasing in value towards the east are the easting values. These eastings and northings cut across each other to form squares or grid. As if you can see, here there are various squares being formed by these eastings and northings. There are two types of grid references. Number one, 4-figure grid reference, and number two, 6-figure grid reference. In 4-figure grid reference, intersecting point of eastings and northings is taken as the originating point. It is used to find particular object located within the particular square. In the 4-figure grid reference, the first two figures gives the eastings, whereas the last two gives the northing. For example, if the grid reference of a temple is 4672. As if you can see, 46 and 72. It means it is located in the 1 kilometer square with eastings of 46 and northings of 72. So here the 4-figure grid reference of this temple is 4672, as if this is the grid, this is the square grid where this temple lies, and we are going to take the first of all the easting value as 46 and then the northing value as 72. So the 4-figure grid reference of this temple is 4672. The second type of grid reference is the 6-figure grid reference. 6-figure grid reference gives the exact location of a feature. Divide each side of the grid into 10 equal parts, both vertically and horizontally. Like here it is being done. This particular grid is being divided into 10 equal parts horizontally and vertically. Mark the divisions of easting and northing, and the intersecting point is the location of reference point. As if you can notice here, yes, as if you can notice here, this particular grid, first two values will be the eastings like 46. Then we are going to count towards the east these divisions which has been made. So as if you can notice, 1, 2. This particular temple lies at the second division of the grid. So 4, 6, 2. Then we mention the northing value as 72. Then we further counted the horizontal lines like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here at this point, at the fifth position, lies this particular temple. So the 6-figure grid reference will be 462725, where the first two values are the easting value, then the fourth and fifth value is the northing value. I hope you understand this. Now we'll practice some questions related with finding the 4-figure and 6-figure. So the question is, find the 4-figure grid reference of Lincoln near Panswala. Now first of all, we have to locate the place Panswala. Now this is the grid. This is Panswala, and here it is being mentioned Lincoln. Now here the Lincoln is being located with these concentric circles. Now the 4-figure will be, while writing the 4-figure, first of all we mention the easting value and then the northing value. So the grid reference of 4-figure grid reference will be 8, 3, the easting value, and 9, 7. So 8397 is the 4-figure grid reference of the Lincoln near Panswala. I hope you understand this. To find out the 4-figure. Now let us have a look towards the six-figure grid reference. So here is another question. You have to find out the six-figure grid reference of the dry tank near Mohudi Moti village. Now this is the topo sheet, and here it is the Mahudi Moti village. Nearby this, it's a dry tank being mentioned, right? So now to find out its sixth figure, we have to divide the overall grid into 10 equal divisions, horizontally and vertically. So here it's being done. Yes. So as if you can notice, this is the dry tank, and this is the actual division, right? So as if you can see, first of all, in the sixth figure, we are going to mention the Easting value. So here the Easting value is 79. Then we further count the numbers, basically the vertical lines. So number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So here almost at in between 4 and 5 this dry tank lies. So the first three numbers will be 7, 9, 5. Then we write the number Easting. First, sorry, nothings. We are going to mention the nothing value here as 9, 1, and then we count it further towards the north. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So almost at 9. So here it is the intersection point. Number 9, nothing, and number 5, the third value. Then the sixth figure of the dry tank is 795919. I hope you understand how to find out the fourth figure and the sixth figure grid reference. Now children, let us discuss about representation of relief on map and its interpretation. As you know, the surface of the earth is not even. There are great variation on the earth's surface. The term relief implies the uneven nature of the ground. The relief feature as mountains, valley, plateau, etc. on the earth's surface have three dimensions as length, breadth and height. But on the map they are shown by only two dimensions. So there are various methods used to represent relief features on the map. We will discuss it one by one. So the very first one is the form line. Form line is basically shown with a brown color, and it is a discontinuous line or broken lines. So the first is form line. These are broken lines similar to contours. They do not indicate exact height above mean sea level and are used for those areas where exact height are not known. So here it is, a form line being mentioned. The second thing is the spot height. Spot height is generally written with black color and a particular number. Spot height is the height of a point on the ground above the mean sea level. It is indicated on the map but not on the ground and is shown by a dot on the map. The third one is the trigonometric station. Trigonometric stations are points on the Earth's surface which are used for triangulation survey. On the map, it is shown by a small triangle followed by a number. Number 4 is the relative height and depth. Relative height and depth is indicated by the letter R, small. Next to the point where measurements were taken. Relative height indicates the height of a feature from its base to top in meters and not height above sea level, as the other spot heights are the height of the land surface or the land feature above the sea level, but a relative height is not being taken from the sea level. It is just from the depressed area towards the highest point. So 13R here represents the height of the land surface. The relative height of the land surface is 13 meter. I hope you understood with this. Second is the relative depth. Relative depth is indicated only for lined perennial wells and is basically printed in blue color, whereas relative height is mentioned with the black color. So here it is 12R, 13R and 10R. They all represents the relative height of the land feature. The next is, the fifth one is the contours. Contours are imaginary lines that join places having same height above sea level in meters. They are shown in brown color at a certain interval. The contour interval is the difference in height between two successive contours and it remains constant. The contour interval of 45 D10 and 45 D7 sheet is 20 meter. A variety of landform features can be identified from contour lines. So the first feature is conical hill. Conical hills are indicated when contours run nearly circular, becoming smaller and smaller near the summit. As if you can see, this is a conical hill and here it is the contour lines and they are basically forming concentric circles. On the topo sheet, as if you can notice it here, this is basically a a conical hill being represented. The second landform is a plateau. As if you can see, this is the plateau. Plateau or tableland are considerably higher than the surroundings, which are represented by contours closely spaced at the edge but having enough gaps in the central area to show a flat top. So the center is uh, without any lines or contour lines, whereas the edges are basically having contour lines, and it is basically of an oval shape. Where conical hill is concentric circles, whereas plateaus are being shown by the oval shaped contour lines. The third land feature is a ridge. Ridge is a long stretch of upland with steep slopes. The ridge top consists of alternating peaks and saddle or col. As if you can notice, there are here it is two peaks out here. So this is basically showing a ridge, and it is being represented by the contour lines in this particular pattern. This is the pattern of contour lines representing a ridge. Now on the topo sheet, it is almost the same. Now here, this is a wide contour line area showing peaks. 1, 2, 3. 3 peaks are being shown within this particular ridge. The area in between these peaks are being termed as col. So col is a depression between two peaks or summits along a line of hills. Now, the next land feature is an escarpment. So students, escarpments, this feature has steep slope on one side and gentle slope on the other. Steep slope is being represented by the contour lines which are very close to each other, whereas the gentle slope is being represented by the contour lines which are far apart. So, an escarpment is being shown by the contour lines similar to this pattern. And here this is an escarpment. Here it is the steep slope and this is the gentle slope. Now on the topo sheet, as if you can notice, yeah, these are the steep slope ridges, whereas now the slope is gentler. Hence, this feature is being representing an escarpment. The next feature is a cliff. Cliffs are the slopes are near vertical and are shown with contours with which merges. It has a considerable height. As if you can notice, this is the cliff, and here we have it is being represented on the map with the help of the contour lines which are merging because the height will be the same at this point. On the topo sheet, it is being represented by Like here, if you can notice, the contour lines are near to be merging. They were coming closer to each other and at last they were merging with each other. Hence, this represents a cliff. They were merging here. This basically shows cliffs on a topo sheet. So this is all about the representation of land features on the topographical map. Now, your homework is you have to refer the topographical map given on the next page of this PDF with eastings 4 to 14 and northings 1 to 11. Sheet number is 45 D by 10. Your first question is find the four-figure grid reference of number 1 Dhabli, Dholpura, Open Scrub and 2R. And second question is find the six-figure grid reference of post office near the Tani, temple near Dhabli and Piplia. So students, with this I conclude this interactive session. Thank you.